Hey, what is up, everybody? Uh, right now, I'm talking about some old school trap cards that I love seeing being used, especially by myself. But not a lot of people actually are still using these today, which actually is kind of a downer. So, I have 6 traps right here that can be really good in some types of decks. The first 3 are actually mainly on a fire deck that I've had for years, and it involves Ultimate Baseball Kid. I love this card. This card is basically the basis of most of my types of fire burn decks. He gains 1,000 attack for each fire monster on the field other than himself. And if you feel like inflicting life points, you can tribute one of your fire monsters with this effect, inflicts 500 points of damage. Not a bad deal. Alright, but because of he has low attack to start out with only 500 attack, 1000 defense, you're gonna want some boosters, or you're gonna want a way to either keep him on the field or inflict damage when he's off the field. So, the first card is DNA Transplant. DNA Transplant, many people overlook for fire decks if you're using Ultimate Baseball Kid. With DNA Transplant, you can change all monsters to a single attribute. So use Ultimate Baseball Kid's effect, it's all monsters on the field, even on your opponent's field. So DNA Transplant, plus making your opponent's monsters fire, they have 5 monsters, he's up to 5,500 attack. And then you can actually get him about 10,000 if you have the right card combination. I've actually had him up to, I think, 14 before, because I had him equipped with so many equipped spells as well. It was one of my crowning achievements, actually. I loved having him up that much. Alright, the next card, Backfire. A lot of people actually do use this card if they're using fire decks, which I am quite happy about. But he's still, not he, but this trap's still really good today. He puts 500 points of damage each time one of your fire monsters is sent from your field to your graveyard, as long as they're destroyed. So your opponent uses Dark Hole, chain it with Backfire. You have 5 monsters, 2,500 points of damage. Sweet. Next cards are Spiritual Art cards. In this case, I have Spiritual Art Kurenai, something like that. With this, really good in fire deck. Tribute 1 fire monster on the field. On your side of the field, inflict damage to your opponent's life points equal to the original attack of the attributed monster. Not a good card to use with Ultimate Baseball Kid, but you use that card with like Infernal Flame Emperor. That's 2,700 points of damage straight to your opponent. You can actually win like that. It's a major troll, and I absolutely love doing it. Especially if you have a way to increase the original attack. Because there are cards like that in Yu-Gi-Oh! The next card, Divine Wrath. Very good card to use. I've actually used this card on several occasions. It still is one of my favorite cards to use. Discard 1 card from your hand, negate the activation of an effect monster's effect, and destroy that effect monster. Very good card to use against brain part. Stardust Dragon, because it negates the activation of the effect. So basically, your opponent wants to negate your card's destruction ability. Nope, sorry, I'm flipping this up. And you can just your Stardust goodbye. This next card is actually really good in a Dragoon V deck. I still use this card in my Dragoon V deck on Dueling Network. It's Dragon's Rage. Many people don't use this card. I don't see why not. Especially because your opponent is going to be prone to set their monster in defense mode. And usually monsters that they set are low in defense. And if you have a Dragoon deck that's strictly synchroing without the intent to OTK, then that's actually a really good card to use because you can inflict piercing damage to your opponent. Alright, this final card is Gift of the Magical Elf. This has actually helped me out on a few occasions. People try to actually destroy you, but once you activate this card, and they have 5 monsters, you have like 2 or 3, even 1 monster, you get to increase your life points for each monster on the field. That includes your opponent's side of the field. And people have argued with me about this, and I have showed them the ruling. It's on both sides of the field. So that's 300 points. So 1,500 for their side of the field, plus another 300 for yours, or even more. Hell yeah. I'd do it. Like, those are some traps I actually suggest looking into using, because of the fact that they can be a game changer. Especially the spiritual fire arts. Not fire arts, but the spiritual arts. Because they are attribute based, and most decks today are attributed. I'm like Mermail, Fire Fist, Burning Knuckle, Elemental Dragon. You can use the spiritual arts in those decks, and you can use their effects to your advantage. I'm like, even Dragoondy, you can use the spiritual wind art in that deck. It's not a bad idea at all. Alright, but that's just what I'm suggesting. Take it, leave it, do what you want. Hey, subscribe, comment, do what you need to do. This has been Eric Pickering, Ichigo Amamoto, signing off. Signing off.